Homebrew Wednesday again. You ever wondered what we all do for a day job? Have a look at this. Just another day at the office. A sea of beer. Everywhere you look. Beer, beer, and more beer. And more here. And more here. And some more there. Well, you can never say that I don't bring my work home with me. What a chore that is. Sticking with the theme of beers for countries of subscribers, this week we visit the Netherlands. We have the MLS Dipper. Bit bland on their labels. Their marketing obviously is such, because all their beers are similarly labelled, just a different colour and a different name. But this is their double IPA, obviously an American inspired brew. And I'll have to get the old eyesight improvers on if they're not bent. We've got 7.9% volume. They do put the EBC on, which is 24.4, and the EBU's 65. They don't go into great detail of the usual stuff on the bottle. You know, we used water, malted barley, hops and yeast. Wow, that's a surprise. But a little bit of research on their website does divulge that it should contain Chinook, Simcoe and Saaz, although certain batches did seem to vary different hops. But let's crack into it. Oh, little hiss, not that there. Well, it's got fruity, sweet smell. Not a huge hop bomb for a dipper. A double IPA. A nice pour on it. Nice head. Probably pour a little bit too much in there, really. If you notice when I've done my SJ reviews, I've only done half a glass, because you can get your nose in there and smell the fragrance. Oh, that's very piney, sweet, almost a syrupy fruit as well. A little bit of bitterness, not overly. It's almost like a honey-like sweetness to it. Mixed fruit notes, a little bit of a middle bitterness, and then it finishes sweet. Great mouthfeel. It's almost it's quite a solid, thick mouthfeel. Thought there was bits floating around, but well, yeah, there is. I think. Carbonation coming at the glass, but there's stuff moving to the side, which obviously isn't carbonation unless we've lost gravity. A little bit of particles around the bottle top. I don't think it's... Yeah, we've got some sediment in the bottle, so it must be bottle conditioned. It's okay. I mean, it's not the freshest, because obviously it was a free one, so that I got a while back. It's been sitting in the fridge, so I think obviously some of that hop punch has been lost now over time, but it's still a significant footprint there. But probably would have been better fresh. But still very drinkable all the same. Anyway, I had a little bit of a sort of a surprise at the weekend. Why I should be surprised I don't know, because I knew they were there. I just don't see them, because I literally pull the car up, get out and go in the house, do all the normal stuff you do, and cook tea. And at the weekend you actually get to see the house in the daylight. And I was outside, sort of really just left the hops to it, as I think I said a couple of weeks ago. You know, there's a bit of a bum. The ones in the pots are basically foobar. They've had it, they're dead. They're actually dead now because I just haven't had time to water them and feed them so much this year. She's carved, and I'll sort of let nature take its course, which basically means they haven't had a lot of water. One hasn't got any holes in the pots and has had too much water, so I don't know whether that's rotted out. But yeah, basically they have suffered a bit of neglect this year, and a bit of disease as well by the looks of it. But I think some of that has possibly been in the pot, because the other two that I had out in the front garden, or I've got in the front garden, have just been left to it. I think I fed the beginning of the year and that was it. I gave them some Miracle Grow once. The weeds are all growing up around them and they've gone along the fence. And I'd sort of just, you know, weren't too worried. Didn't expect much this year. Weren't too worried, you know, whether they'll get a crop off them or not, or well, it's probably too late now anyway. But, get the answer. Have a look at this. Well, I guess if you just leave hops alone and let nature take its course, as I have, because I can't get here to do anything, you end up with 2 hop bines and 2 hops, which is more than the ones in the pots have done. So yeah, it was a bit of a surprise. There's a reasonable crop come out of them, considering they're just left wild and woolly. And I didn't get a chance to harvest them at the weekend. I was going to do it Monday night when I got home from work. Just quickly grab the vines, cut them, and pick them, weigh them, stick them on the drying racks, and then sort of give them 3 or 4 days, see what they weigh out at. If they've lost about 80% of the weight, then that means the moisture's gone and they're ready to be packed. I crushed one up. There's a little bit of fragrance to it, not as pungent as last year's. I think I've probably missed the boat by a week, possibly. I'll have another go this week if I get a chance for the weekend and if they're worth doing anything with. But I went sort of in my shed. I was busy this Sunday, and I ain't got any space to put the bloody racks. I thought I've got to try and move some bits to get the 2 trestles out and put the racks on top of one another. But we'll see. I'll have another go this way. On Monday it was pissing down with rain, so I couldn't do it. And it's now Tuesday and I'm filming this and it's dark outside. Talking of dark, here's something else I picked up last week. Latest acquisition. Not that you can see it because I've been on the radio and it's now up past 8 at night or whatever, 9 o'clock. Let's get the video light on here. A bit glary. What we have there is a commercial water softener. Looks a bit like a corny keg sort of thing. It's got a flow in and a flow out tap, loads of braided hose. It's full of a resin media which is activated by 1.5 kilos of salt. It's used as a commercial water softener for dishwashers, espresso coffee machines, that sort of thing. I'm not going to use it for brewing, but I have another one very similar to it. It's made of stainless steel. This cover plate is just for show really, but the other one I've got has a sprung release top. It's bigger than this. I picked this one up for 99p. I'm just showing you this one because I can't get to the other one because it's behind all the stuff over there. Yeah, so we picked that up for the bargain price of 99p. A little trip up to the coast to get it. Just purely, you know, surfing eBay for nearby bargains, and I don't know, well, you know, it just seemed too good an opportunity to miss. I thought, well, if the top's not plastic and is just a covering, which fortunately it is, it's got other uses. I think, I haven't took it apart actually, but the top I think on that one is plastic, but the other one I've got is a bit bigger than that, and the taps are pretty much shagged on it. So I thought originally about cutting part of it off and just keeping the top, which is sort of corny keg style, if you know, with a clamp to release it. It's big enough to take off and get your hand inside the clean, so I thought, why not cut the top off, seeing as it's pretty much knackered. I'm never going to use it as a water softener. They're not any good for food consumption, they're only for dishwashers and commercial glass washers in pubs and things like that. Cut the top off, cut a hole in a keg, fit it with a tap at the bottom like you would do a boil kettle, weld that in at the top, put another smaller hole inside at the top of the lid of the top of the keg, fit it with a ball valve and a reducer so that you can put an airlock in it. Open the ball valve, use it as a fermenter with the airlock. When you're finished doing, you obviously shut the ball valve, remove the airlock, and open the ball valve and use it as a, you know, pressure equalizer for when you're draining your fermented whatever out. Or you can take the top off. Obviously secondary, you can take the top off and get your hand in it and clean it out for the next time you use it. So it's like a cheap ass conical fermenter. But obviously I've still got issues with getting welding done on the keg because my welder's now gone tits up, so I can't even go to plan C and do it myself, or have a go at doing it myself, because my welder's really got its recurring problem of pushing all the liner and the MIG wire into the umbilical that goes to the torch. Lesson number, if you want a lesson, don't buy a Sealy MIG welder, they're shit. What else did I get? I got an orange box all the way from Ching Chong, or as we know at eBay China, an STC 1000, as many of you have or seen or have heard of. They just look like all the other temperature controllers, but see they've got dual circuits, which is for my intended fermentation chamber stroke fermenting fridge. I've just got to I've got another one of those boxes that I have for my still yet to build stir plate, so that can become my still yet to build temperature controller. But I have the box and the glands to do all the cabling and all that sort of shit, the technical wiring shit stuff. To at a later stage turn that into my, I've got to get one of those little 1-foot tube heaters or something similar to heat, and obviously use the fridge for the chilling so it will balance the temp, but that should be tall enough for 2 fermentation barrels in at the same time, or one of those pressure kegs or whatever to use. But that is about it, guys, for this week. I have not got much else. Got another Guinness. I've got the Nigerian one. So I have the Irish export, the Nigerian, so I've just got to get the Belgian, which we haven't got. If you're looking at that second shot with all the boxes in the rack, that's our Belgian section, which has got a few spaces in it now. So there'll no doubtless be 14 tonne of Belgian beer coming soon, which I've just finished clearing the floor of all the other stuff that was found in the first shot. Ready for the next stuff. And of course that dreaded word, Christmas, is creeping up upon us, which means we start to get real fucking busy. Joys. So we'll have even more compressed into that area. Yet again. A never going cycle. But who cares? I get beer, I get loads of beer, I have to buy it, I get loads of options of beer. So, and it pays the bills, which is all that counts. And I get the beer. And sometimes I get free beer. Oh yeah, cheers Tony. Cheers Tony. He knows what I mean. Anyway, Like the shepherd said to the sheep, let's get the flock out of here. See you next week.